this is Spidey1958, and welcome to my Let's Play, Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous, the release version. Last time we made it all the way through the prologue, and got a bunch of quests for the actual game. So let's look at the goodies I get, because I was a subscriber. Perception and lore. Amulet we haven't identified, and boots we haven't identified. So let's collect all here. And then we probably will have to go to a merchant to identify stuff. So let's go start talking to people. Hey, wait, mind if I bend your ear about something? So here's the first most important thing. Beth gave you a crucial mission. I get that, and I know you'll get the job done. I saw you in action. But here's the rub. By sending you out on an errand, we're weakening our defenses here. If they come at us while you're gone, I don't know if we'll be able to fight them off. Everything seems clear so far. What else do you wish to discuss? So the rift that damn beetle left with its scythe, well, it cut the city into two, and it's kind of difficult to get across. My scouts tell me there's a halfway decent place to set up a crossing in Market Square. Not that any of them tried to make sure, but if you got a mind to go across, I think you're going to have to eventually. You might want to get the square a once-over. When do you think the demons will attack next? Your guess is as good as mine. It might not be here. They could attack the whole damn city. Those vermin know they've lost the upper hand and that we're going to push back hard. If things kick off here, you should know. After they attack, some things could be changed beyond recognition. So if you got any business that needs taken care of, you better do it soon. Thanks for the warning. See you later. Later. Watch yourself out there.
As it should be.
Oh, it's you. Good work back there in the Grey Garrison. Name's Stanton Vane. If you've heard rumors about me, just so you know everything people say about me, it's true. I need to talk to you. Talk to the elf who calls himself the Storyteller. Do you know where I can find him? The Storyteller, huh? A strange old fellow, that one. He used to sit with me for hours, asking about all sorts of things. He never offered judgment or comfort. He just listened. At first, I wanted him and his questions as far away from me as possible, but later, I realized that talking to him did ease my burden a little. I hope that he's alive and well. He's completely blind and feeble, too, so if he's alone in the city, well, you probably know what that means. I do know one place he might be. Look for him in the Black Wing. It's a library here. I'll show you where it is on the map. I don't know what use a library is to a blind elf, but he loved the place. He would sit there day and night. I have to go. Go on then. Maybe we'll see each other again. I'm not going to go into all the people's backgrounds and conversations, because A, that gets boring, and B, my voice doesn't like reading that much. Crusader, Crusader, Noble Survivor. What if Kennethus isn't the only city we're on? What is how it all ends? Peasant Survivor, Citizen Survivor, Peasant, Citizen, Land. I believe help is already in the way. The Queen will not leave us to die. What can I do for you? What kind of help can I expect from you? First, I sell scrolls. I have lots of them. Something for every emergency. Second, while you're here in town, I can read one for you. Guaranteed no surprises, but you'd better not go into the city without a cleric. I won't be going there myself. I'm too old and my powers are needed here. Show me the scrolls you are selling. Okay, so let's first of all do our bulk selling. That dramatically reduces our weight. So, Cold Iron Master Javelin, Cold Iron Short Sword, Marching Terror. We'll sell those. We'll sell that and that. Get rid of those. Masterwork Club. Masterwork Greatsword. So that. Masterwork Short Sword, we'll sell that. And apparently we're selling the hammer too, which is fine. Free Dancer's Boots. +2 bonus on saving throws against movement and parrying conditions. Samuel grants a +2 competent bonus on persuasion skill checks. Ooh, that's very useful. And our pet. Okay, I don't think we're going to actually need to buy any consumables. Raised Dead Scrolls are going to be $6,000. So let's hope no one dies. Scrolls of Cure, Scrolls of Remove Disease. Ooh, we could use this. Oh, and this too. So, Ring of Protection or Ring of Natural Armor? Let's go with Natural Armor for the moment. Actually, we can probably afford both. Yep, we could afford both. So now let's go ahead and equip some of this stuff. So that's more important for the moment. We'll give you the natural armor because you're our tankety tank. And we'll give you the boots. Boots. And we'll also give you our friend. You already have a ring, so we will give you a ring. So that gives us a 24 armor class, a 22 armor class, a 21 armor class, 18, 18. 18s aren't bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. Toolkits. Almost new diary. Oh, these raised to dead. Well, that's nice to know. Gain 2 permanent negative levels when it's raised, just has been raised by an energy. Not gain a number. To prevent you from raising them. And I think we then need like a greater restoration to restore the negative levels. Okie dokie. Peasant, Land. I don't really want to talk to Land. Eagle Watch, Canabrus, Crusader, Pink Eye, Indara. Let's talk to Indara. I hope this example clearly illustrates the difference between the Justaka legionnaires from the last war and the Crusaders. The perfection of form and spirit that was imbued with during creation turned them into parts of a well-balanced war machine, not a ragtag bunch of individuals, but a united whole. Now tell me again why I'm supposed to be impressed by your reckless assaults, which everyone fighting for their ego and for the right to beat their peers. A swift but pointless heroic sacrifice. Quietly listen to discussion. If those gists of yours or whatever had come for us, we'd have made their guts for garters. You think we've never fought a mighty adversary before? I would love to see you storm a 60-foot tall walking castle shaped like a gigantic elephant that carries siege fortifications on its back. And I have you know, these fortifications were defended by Jiskan priest craftsmen armed with demon-bound war machines. They used the enemies you cannot defeat as mindless weapons. You should not argue with someone who happens to be the most authoritative researcher on the history of warfare 3,000 years before the foundation of Absalom. The lecture is over. Do my esteemed listeners have any questions? You're wrong to treat the Crusaders with such disdain. Allow me to explain. A debate. Oh, I will be happy to prove the current conflict can't hold a candle to the last war of Justka. Very well. The last war of Justka was waged using a specific greater number of troops. Both sides actively relied on reinforcements from the Allied planes, and their strategic planning was perfect through no fewer than 7 rounds of intensive design. None of that applies to this war of yours. Compared to the Justka, we are but stone club-wielding kobolds. I would like to conclude my thesis with a few words of wise counsel from Dangan, an advisor to the Pharaoh of the Forgotten Plague. I told you well comprehend the true genius of his statement, but here it is nevertheless. A gladfly sees the ox pays no heed to the gladfly, but crimson fever takes them both. And this is a really important role. Well, I guess I still get to have my other people. Or I could do this one. No, this one's the better one. Of course, I'm not trying to diminish the importance of current events. What I'm trying to say is that from the standpoint of history, and particularly the history of warfare, the true importance of these developments won't become obvious until later. As a scholar, I cannot deny there is a certain truth behind your skeptical statements. History is a complex discipline rooted in fact and an evidentiary base that grows ever more meager the farther the described period is from the present moment. Of course, if I was to argue in bad faith, the way Crusaders embellished their tales of slaying a single bivouac by adding a dozen valors, for example, I would win with this debate. But I am above such things, and therefore I'm forced to admit that your skepticism is not without merit, not entirely without merit. I am sure you would be able to expound on your arguments in a longer discussion. I am glad we both understand this limitation. It's always a pleasure to face a worthy opponent, even if the debate takes place in a grimy tavern. Perhaps especially because of that. This is a worthy blade. It may be of use, not only for the strong, but also for the wise. And this is where I bid you farewell. Before the end of the day, I was planning to observe how winged demons use pack tactics to drive their prey like herds of livestock. It's about time I got back to my research. Stay safe. The reason I wanted that roll so bad is the sword is a short sword that does 3 to 13. Does 1d6 plus 1 piercing and plus 1d6 fire. It is flaming and a finesse weapon. So, I don't have the person I'm going to give it to yet, but I will have. And let's go ahead and get our head chomper, our owl cat, out. Guess we don't actually get to see him. Okay, I don't think there's anything more to talk to her about. Okay. So let us head this way. Head over here. And we need to talk to him. Here, take this. Yes, it's 2,000 gold coins. Take your payment and remember that Hogris Gren always keeps his word. You helped me get back to the surface. I duly paid you for escorting me. Now, speaking of future cooperation, I have a job that would be perfect for someone like you. Naturally, I'll pay generously for your services. So, what does this job involve? You shall be my bodyguard, you see. I have good reason to return to my mansion here in Cannabis. I still have... Well, it doesn't matter. It's none of your business. My mansion is a breathtaking building with a large garden in the wealthy part of the city. Even before the demons attacked, every thief and fraudster in the city had tried to get inside, one way or another. I shudder to imagine the state of it now. I have little hope that my guards were able to hold the mansion during the attack. I expect the servants fled when they saw the demons. Only Akadar knows what happened there since. Therefore, I would ask that you meet me at my mansion, guard me there until I'm completed my business. I've already asked the local paladins for help, but they've no desire to set foot outside this tavern. Damn cowards and traitors, that's what they are. Also, please do take Camellia with you. I trust the girl more than the rest of your gang. She is of noble birth, after all. Deal. Marvelous. Most excellent. I'll proceed to my mansion at once and prepare for you there. Meanwhile, you needn't worry. I know the city like the back of my hand. But do hurry, unless you want me to lower your reward. Okay. I think that's everyone up here to talk to. I guess we could talk to the bartender. What'd it be? I'm a tavern keeper, best in the city, the best there's ever been, and I pray to the best god there is. I gained 1 experience. Woohoo! I don't see anything. Are there any places in the city worth visiting? If you mean places normal people usually stay well away from, there are plenty, but the Pixaxian wine cellar. It once belonged to a Pixaxian trading house. The king Eroveti came to power in Patax and probably started changing hands. And the property started changing hands. Soon after, the seller's shop assistant was found in a ditch. Not all of him, mind you, just his head. Numerian gangsters have taken possession of the place. They want to sell something stronger than wine on the street, and they ended up on the gallows. Then King Eroveti's number was up, so now the storeroom stands empty and unclaimed. People say that a headless ghost wanders the place at night, moaning ghoulishly. Ooh. Looks like we got another quest. Just don't ask me how he makes any noise with no head. I wasn't there. I just tell it like I heard it. Show me what you have. So he's got tons of potions. It looks like potions. And more potions. And even more potions. Oh, there's gloves. We can't afford that. Can't afford that. But there is this. Gives us an extra 100 pounds. Pink. Bought. And we might as well sell the Tome of the Minotaur stuff. And this almost new diary. I think these are all reagents. Or food. Does he have... Oh, he has a recipe. We'll take that. He's got holy water. But this is what we really want. How heavy is this stuff? 0.25 pounds. Not horrible. Okay. Pink. He's also got apprentice lockpicks. Those are expensive, though. And various foods when we get to the point we worry about foods. Okay. Let's go ahead and head into here. Peasant, a noble, citizen. Who's this? Are you one of the Crusaders? Thank you for defending those whose talents lie off the battlefield. I'm Jin Nunn, servant of Aristel. Pleased to meet you. So you're a brother in faith. You haven't picked the best time to come here. I believe in fate, and I wound up here in this place at this time. I believe it's for a reason. Perhaps old Deadeye brought me here so I could help a little, so I could heal at least a handful of wounded. Or maybe before I start my service in a quiet little village somewhere, he wanted me to see what, with my own 2 eyes, what terrible evil exists in this world, and brave crusaders who protect us from it. I could use the help of a cleric. Aristel knows I'm glad to help you, but of no use. My spells are depleted. I have no training in potions or scrolls. See this robe? I'm cutting up for bandages. It's the second to last one. What do you... I only took my holy orders recently, so my God has only bestowed a little of his power upon me as yet. I'm sorry to say the number of wounded fighters in this tavern is far beyond my power to heal. But there's a reason people say, have faith in gods, but look to yourself first. I may not be able to help the wound with magic, but I can at least cut up bandages. I have to go. It's a pleasure to meet you. It's a pity we can't stop and talk over a cup of tea, or maybe something stronger, but this isn't the time. You know what's funny? I was supposed to be making a short stop in Kennevis. I was sailing down Old Man Sheldon on a boat bound for a small village by the name of Chilly Creek. Once we've held Kennevis, I will be going there. If by the grace of good God you survive this, you should come and visit me sometime. You'll find the village here on the bank of the river. Ooh, I didn't even know that would give us a place. See, anyone with names you should always talk to. Always. I want to go to the base. Oh, we're waiting on Bear. I forgot about Bear. I can never remember how the levers go. Button won't budge. Surrender your soul. I am me, protect us. Haha, got you again. How many times is that today? Take your jokes and shove them, tiefling. Whoa, easy there, Chief. Don't hit me. Okay, let's go ahead and take care of our recipe. Duke. Copy recipe. We now know that recipe. More stuff. More stuff. Okay. Let's try this lever. It's only 3 levers, so there's only so many possibilities. Oh, that was it. That was faster. That opens a secret room over here. Where we get some loot. A quill, some ink, and a yellow leather. It's all about why the secret room exists, which we're not going to read because I'm not going to spoil all the story. A helmet, 4 magic missile scrolls, 2 shield scrolls, 2 mage armor scrolls, potion of restoration lesser, and an elemental essence. Collect all. Could have sworn there were 2 things here to click on, but apparently there isn't. Okay. Loot. Loot. Think that's everything down here? Oh, nope. Loot. Couple old maps. Okay. So let's go talk to our little tiefling friend here.
Hey, Chief! Ooh, hey, gorgeous. Come over here. I want to talk to you about something. Something really important.
Quit bothering the decent people in here, Woljif, or I'll knock your teeth out!
What's it to you, Delvin Dum-Dum? You were told to guard me, and I'm not stopping you. But no one told me I had to shut my trap.
Who are you?
Woljif. Woljif Jefto. I deal in useful things. I can get you whatever you want. Anything. But there's just one problem.
What do you want from me?
I'll lay it out for you. Simple job, 30 minutes tops. We go someplace, talk to someone, and in return, whatever you want, I'll get it for you. Some extra rations? No problem. Armor, weapons, scrolls, you name it. It's as good as yours. If you need my help with something, whistle and I'll be there. I'm handy enough with knives too, and even my magic know-how isn't too shabby.
What a load of guff! If you were good at magic, you wouldn't be stuck in here now, would you?
Don't you listen to him, Chief. He'd find fault with the Queen herself. I'll be useful to have in battle, and I'll sell whatever you want at a reasonable price. It's your lucky day. You won't meet another gem like me in Canabras.
I can't help you while you're chained up. How can I free you?
That's easy. You know Irabeth? Feisty-looking gal, always wears armor. You can't miss her. She's the meanest fighter in the whole city. When you see her, put in a good word for me, will ya? Tell her there's this guy, Woljif, locked up for no good reason in the Defender's Heart. Well, for the follies of his youth. And he really wants to get out on bail so he can keep up his good behavior and make a contribution to society. You got that? Will you do it?
All right, I'll talk to Elabeth about your situation.
I knew I could count on you. Knew it the moment I laid eyes on you.
We'll talk later.
In due time.
Okay, so the headband. So if anyone wants to pause the video and read it, they can. Oh, there you go. We've already done that one. We can sell it. Maps. More orders. Okay. So this is a +2 headband of charisma, and since our charisma-based person is right here, we will put it on her. Which means we should probably actually swap amulets. she's going to be our main persuader. So let's go ahead and switch amulets here. So that should get our persuasion up to 10. Plus 10 is a reasonable persuasion. And then we can get our armor class up to 23. So now we got a 23, a 23, a 21, and 2 18s. Okay. Let's go talk to Arabette. Yeah, her.
All
This person
according to
here.
plan.
Arabette. Any success? How is the city? There's a tiefling chained up in Defender's Heart. Can you tell me about him? Woljif is a petty thief from a gang of tieflings operating in Kenabris. That's what we call them in these parts. They tried to rob a vendor of magical items recently. Unfortunately, we apprehended only one of them, and the rest managed to escape. We have nowhere else to keep him apart from the Defender's Heart, but that's hardly a prison. Woljif knows it. He's been begging for days to let him go free or have someone vouch for him. He's already asked you to put in a good word for him, hasn't he? If you want to recruit Woljif, then put him to good use. Go ahead. I'll take him off our guards' hands. We can ill afford to let a soldier spend their days watching over a middling thief. I hope the tiefling's powers proves useful should you decide to take him along.
Well, Chief, what do you got for me?
I talked to Arabeth and decided to make you part of my troop. We'll see how it goes.
Ha! You must be a smooth talker. Come on, Delvin. Get these bracelets of yours off me. I'm going free.
You're sure to regret this. This tiefling will fleece you for everything you've got. Mark my words.
You're a bitter little man, Delvin. Petty and mean. You can't even be happy for me, can you? I pity you. I'll leave you alone with your sad little soul. So long. And now, Chief, straight down to business. You see, I'm one of those guys that people around here call thieflings. We just call ourselves the family. After we knocked over that shop and I got stuck here in the Defender's Heart, a little bird told me that big sister Charisme wanted to see me. That she had some questions to ask me. You following? Now, she won't be asking me questions like, Woljif, how'd you manage to get out of this one? Or, Woljif, you're so thin, didn't they feed you? No, something serious has gone down, and I just know they want to try to pin something on me. I can feel it in my tail. So, I knew right away that I couldn't go alone. You turned up just in time, Chief. You don't need to do anything when we get there. Just stand behind me and look mean, and I'll handle the rest. Somehow. Let's go, I'll show you the way.
Okay. So let's give him our new fancy short sword, if I can find it. There it is. Is he right-handed? I don't think they make a difference here. Bing. I don't think I have any daggers better than masterwork. Nope, don't have any ones better than Masterwork. Okie doke. He's got +5 dex. And he can't wear any of those armors. And I think we'll call it an episode at this point. And next episode, we'll go ahead and level up all our people. And that, as always, if you enjoyed this episode, go ahead and give me a like or a comment. And if you dislike the episode, leaving me a dislike's fine. But please leave a comment saying why you disliked the episode. As always, this is Spidey1958, and have fun gaming!